Good morning. Welcome to the Meltdown. Folks, we're going to have a good show today, and I'm going to cover a bunch of topics. Certainly, I'm going to discuss a little bit of economic issue, but we're going to dive into coins, and I'm going to talk about the market on a whole. Now, Michael blogged yesterday, and probably the single most important point that I try to bring to the market when we discuss this issue is the banksters, the big boys, the ones that are controlling destiny, the ones that are going to whipsaw you as long as you play in the gold and silver market. Now, that having been said, gold is going to go up and down on a pretty much a daily basis, currently trading in the neighborhood of about $1,235. The interesting point about where the market is that as we near the end of the year and dealers have to pay their taxes based on their property, those what they own and those which they want to sell, we're at a place where you've got to understand that JP Morgan Chase is not in the business, and I'm going to steal a little bit of Mike's thunder and utilize it, and he does get the byline. This is his research that I'm utilizing. They're not in the business of losing money. And the settlements that they have made over the last 60 days, totaling in excess of $15 billion, represents the profit that they showed their shareholders last year, somewhere in the neighborhood of really about 21 or 22 billion. Now, the cash reserves of JP Morgan total somewhere in the neighborhood of a couple of $100 billion net. After you look at their balance sheet, which they indicated was 2.4 trillion against a 2.2 trillion liability line, still gives them a couple $100 billion to function with. But currently, the long positions in gold and silver are approaching 20% of all of the play, all of the destined long positions. They're also taking physical delivery. Now, they are one of the co-custodians of GLD, the large ETF. And it's important to understand that when you look at what's going on in the market, in that market specifically, the paper market is a huge traded market, whether it's a 10-ounce contract or multiple 100-ounce contracts, thousands of contracts. You've got George Soros on one end buying into the mining shares. You've got John Paulson on the other who's buying into GLD with a position that would represent in excess of 10 million ounces. But keep in mind, he doesn't own any gold, just the paper play. And so you have to watch with an ire for the destined manipulation of a market, what's going on with the dollar today. Dollar is up. Only the yen is up against it. Everything else is taking a hit. The premium between gold and platinum is now at 9%. It was 8 yesterday when I came on air. Under 62 to 1 on the gold to silver ratio. And the markets are pretty flat. Christmas is coming. And things begin to slow down as those that have been making money start looking for their vacation spots the first, second, and third weeks of January. It's a great time to be down in the Caribbean where the sun is warm and the temperatures are in the 80s. But the rest of us have to deal with what's going on out there. The speculation that the bottom in gold could be anywhere from $1,000 to $600. Well, personally, I don't believe that play. If it is really $1,000 and that's the cost of production, as we get closer to it, there are more central banks, the demand out of China, the demand out of India for physical gold is still high. When the supply and demand scenario changes and there's more demand than there is supply, the appreciation of the commodity skyrockets. And this is going to happen very quickly. Now, can't tell you today. I don't know it. What I can tell you clearly is that we are at a precipice, we're at a point, literally, where things are going to change shortly. the argument over tapering or not tapering. Everyone's waiting to see what the Fed says tomorrow, and it's a major event. Well, I don't really care what they have to say. We're operating at trillions of dollars of debt. And to stop the debate, to say, wait a minute, instead of 85 billion, next month we're only going to spend 65 billion. If you annualize the number, it's not debt reduction. We're not paying off the debt. We're just agreeing not to take as much of it. And on the face value, the market looks like it'll respond, and that's a great thing for our economy. Folks, it's only a great thing for the people who have access to credit, who manipulate the markets. The wealthy get wealthier, and they expand and separate further from the middle class and the lower class. Because what you don't hear is you don't hear about the people around Houston that are getting a 30 or a 40% raise hourly. All of us would like to make more money. That goes without saying. But because of the way the economy looks, yes, it's Christmas. How many people do you see writing a check or laying out cash? Most of this shopping is going to be on credit. It is every year. That's not changing. Now, I can talk about some people who I know have cash, but then they're the ones that break into your home and your business, and they pilfer and steal and rob, and that's why bank robberies go up. That's why there are so many more burglaries reported during this time of the year, no matter what part of the country you're in. Yesterday, I made a comment about it was 10 coins that sold at the Eric Newman sale. And this was an auction that realized over $23 million. The experts estimated that it would be about a $15 million auction. The least expensive coins in the advertisement that I'm looking at were two pieces. One was graded Proof 67. That was an 1818 dated quarter. Proof 67 on a scale of 1 to 70 is fairly high. It also had the CAC sticker. I'll get into discussing CAC in a minute, but that coin, it was a quarter, traded for $381,875, as did the 1797 dollar that I referenced. This one was a 9 over 7 stars, small letters, it's a lot of information, 381,000. A cousin, another 1797 dollar, Mint State 64 plus with the CAC sticker, so it had two extras going on it. 440,000. It's important because I discuss it with you. There are coins that when they go to the grading services need to either have a plus or a star designation. Then you send them to CAC. And CAC either puts a green football-like sticker on it or a gold one. And the importance of the coins makes them worth more money, period. Now, I get people who shop all the time, and there's nothing wrong with being prudent and doing some due diligence and understanding what you're getting into or what you're buying. One online auction site, and they're one of the bigger ones, deals in everything. Everyone knows if there's something you want to find, go to this site to find it. And I'm not going to give them a promo. I'm not looking to promote their website. What I am willing to do is I'm willing to get out there and tell you that there are coins that just make the grade of, let's say, Mint State 65, and coins that just miss Mint State 66. But coins that are owned in special collections, I'm going to pick on the 1881 San Francisco silver dollar in Mint State 65. Now, you get a couple of variables here. You get deep mirror proof-like, which is not the same comparison, or you get coins with toning and the CAC sticker. Now, folks, this is a real important point to understand, and we're going to dive into it, and I'm going to do it right now. I can tell you that there are Mint State 65s with pedigree. One came out of the Newman collection. It's Mint State 65 with a CAC sticker on it. The coin ordinarily, as a Mint State 65 Morgan silver dollar, is $160. This one's listed for $6,999 or make an offer. We'll round it up, $7,000. The next toned silver dollar right below it, the asking price is $2,700. It doesn't mean that the $2,700 coin is a better deal than the one that's $7,000. Any more than I can tell you that the one that is listed at $470 is a better deal. And that's the confusion that people make when they start shopping this stuff. They automatically want to assume that deals come and deals go, and literally they're battling trying to figure out what the value of coins are. Now, I can tell you firsthand that the coin that's 440 looks like a better deal than the one that's marked 7,000. But what I can't tell you is it a better deal in your mind? I can tell you that there are fundamental reasons why somebody would call a coin premium quality. Okay, so a $160 coin that a reputable dealer calls premium quality. There's no CAC sticker on it. There's nothing of the sort other than PCGS graded at Mint State 65. It looks like a really great coin, and the man wants $327 for it. I know the man, certainly a reputable dealer, but that's double the value of a common Mint State 65. So when you're out shopping and you're out trying to figure out the value of the coins and you're looking at an online service, maybe you're going to your local dealer, and your local dealer sells you a coin, and he makes the representation. I've done this. An 1871 $20 gold piece, AU58. I've handled many of them. The bottom line is that if you find another one and the price may be 20% cheaper, doesn't mean that the 20% cheaper coin is a better deal. Now, I got to tell you, this is where we have to really talk and consult with each other. There are coins that just make the grade. We'll say AU58. And so here's a mediocre coin that grades AU58, and you can buy it for $5,300. Or you own the AU58 that really looks like it should be Mint State 60 or maybe even 61 or 62, and you're going to pay a 20% premium to own it. Send it off to CAC. The CAC sticker makes the coin worth more money. Give the grading company another shot at it and ask them for the star designation or the plus sign. All of a sudden, you've enhanced the value of your coin. Now, I have clients who consult with their spouse, and the spouse does some research, and you can look at all the online auction material, and you can go to the companies that grade coins, and they've got their own gauges for the guide sheets telling you what the coins truly are worth. But they can't report the coins fast enough. In a big sale weekend in the coin industry, somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 coins are going to auction. Coins by nature are not rare. That's really important to understand. So if the coins aren't rare and you can always get them, is there a market for them? Well, that's what NGC and PCGS were designed to help do. They help us deal with the liquidity of the market. But there are certain coins that are auction quality. And as auction quality coins, they should be going to auction. That's the best way to get the most money normally. But there's always an exception. And so there are no, quote, steadfast, dead, die-in-the-wool rules that you can bank on every given day of the week. What I mean by all of that, Michael Jordan put his home on the market in Highland Park, Illinois. 56,000 square feet. It's been on the market a couple of years. Originally, he wanted $29 million for it. Now the price is down to $21 million, and it did not sell at auction. It's got a full-size basketball court on it, 9 bedrooms. It really is quite amazing. I read about it a little bit this morning. It took $250,000 bond to be able to show up to even auction on number 23's house. And it's important because when you get right down to it, you've got to figure out, is it a value? 9 bedrooms, 15 baths, chipping and putting green. His garage will hold 14 cars and it sits on 7 acres. The house didn't sell. Well, how much longer does it sit empty before it ends up getting demoed and some developer goes in and puts more homes on it? May do that anyway. My point is that what a willing buyer and a willing seller can agree to is what the value becomes. And I work with this, I explain it over and over and over, and I do it with joy because you're going to go out and shop a coin and somebody's going to take a shot at you. I know it firsthand. Now, I had a client in here last Thursday. He took a 2008 Silver Eagle, reverse of 2007. The coin's on the gray sheet in the 400, 450 range. If it's graded, a graded reverse of 2007, there are listings, again on an online auction, that range from $1,500 in Mint State 70 down to about 900 bid. That's for an auction item. Okay, so you've got a coin here that ranges from $927 to $1,500. In its original packaging from the U.S. Mint, $450. I see them online at $650. So you would think that at $450, it was a pretty fair deal. Client goes to another dealer, and the dealer offers him $26 for it. Either the dealer doesn't know what he's talking about, or he's absolutely trying to gut the client. But the information is disclosed. Fortunately, we disclose that there are cameras in our store so we can talk about this stuff. But if I sell it to you for $450 in the original packaging, and you see it online for $650, who got the better deal? Well, the guy didn't sell it for $26. That's good news. And the coin's worth exceptionally more than what I sold it for. And the client gets confused because all of a sudden he's got total conflicting stories about a coin that really is rare. This is not a perfect science. It is not the stock market. At least he's got a tangible asset, which is why people come and buy gold and silver in the first place. Now, those are the types of situations that I want to explain and describe in detail so that you understand why you buy and why you sell, what you hold for, what the future will hold for coins. And when you come up with a strategy that makes sense and you're looking down the road, that's what it all boils down to. All right. I think that covers what I wanted to do this morning. If you've got questions or comments, you can call me anytime. That's at the Gold Exchange, 281-548-2646. 281-548-2646. Hit option 0. You won't get caught in the phone system. Or you can email me, Brett, B-R-E-T-T, at thegoldexchange.net. That's Brett with 2 T's at thegoldexchange.net. Now, folks, I never get off my podcasts without thanking and asking you to help Texas Children's Hospital here in the Med Center, the Ronald McDonald House, or the Downs Clinic. At the Ronald McDonald House, there are 20 rooms on the 4th floor. They house 40 to 80 people a night. They're looking for a tithe or an offering. The kids that will be in the hospital, certainly you could make a donation, but they really could use hot meals, particularly uh, for having to deal with the illnesses that their children are dealing with. If you can provide a tithe or an offering or a hot meal, please call 832-824-8600. That's 832-824-8600. Nancy Allen and her staff will be more than happy to assist you. The Meyer Center is the Downs Clinic. Takes care of multiple disabilities, but it's had to move out of Texas Children's to its own location. If you go to themeltdown.com, you can click on the donation banners. Please feel free to do anything to assist the kids. If you make a tithe or a donation, the information is kept anonymous, so you won't get phone calls. But I appreciate the doctors, the nurses, the staff, and the volunteers. And this is just one way of assisting them and helping them out. Texas Children's will admit 500 children between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And if you can provide a few toys unwrapped, please drop them off at the West Tower. That's right on Fannin. Folks, I appreciate you listening in, and I hope you'll have some questions and share them with me. Have a blessed day. We'll be back this afternoon. Have a great one. Enjoy the pretty weather. Bye-bye.